He's on top. The kid starts coming up, and right here is where he loses. He lets this kid beat the shoulder.
Gonna shut your lips. It's time for a brand new episode of what? We talking jit, say what? We talking jit, say what? We talking jit, say what? We talking jit, said it's time for a brand new episode of Talkin Jit.
Alright, guys. Back from a big tournament. 9 of our little monsters competed this weekend. A lot of them their first time. So I'm going to get into this video right now, and you'll get an idea of how most kids' first matches of their first tournaments go. So this one right here is actually my boxing coach's son, JD, his very first tournament and his very first match. And the kid he goes against is actually a beast. And let's get into this. Let the camera align. This is filmed in 720, so we'll see how it goes. But right now, I'm liking how JD's on top. He's going through the game very well. He worked hard for the takedown. He's trying to get through the guard. I'm not excited about how he's trying to pass because, again, you watch these videos, you understand that I like fighting the legs and beating them first. It's not completely wrong to try to plow through a guard, but as you can see right here, I do not like JD's hands keep going to the mat. So already we're putting our hands on the mat, our posture's broken, and if you can see, JD's knees are about here, his head is about here. So his head is way over his knee line, which is going to take away all freaking leverage you have. So right now I'd rather these hands start to get on these hips so he can straighten his back out and sit straight up. So, but nonetheless, he's got his first jitters. I know he was nervous, and so far he's doing a really good job breaking the grips, 2-on-1. Now the hands are in the right spot. He's trying to explode through the guard. I'm yelling at him right now to put his knee up in the middle, but I like how he's got the head and arm. And now he comes up, and here's where things go south. So let's rewind here. This is very important. He's on top. The kid starts coming up, and right here is where he loses. He lets this kid beat the shoulder. For kids, adults, whatever, you need this arm and this arm to keep the kid contained inside, right? The moment this person beats this arm / the shoulder, he's got a one-way ticket to your back or whatever he wants to do, and it's going to be extremely hard for you to face him. So JD gave him the ability to stand up right here. Boom. And as you notice, as soon as you turn that shoulder, that kid was smart enough and had enough experience to not give it back to him. So now we went from being in a very good position to being on the ropes. Not good, right? But JD here has tremendous heart. And although now this kid is running up a lot of points on us, he had, I don't know if they give him 2 for the reversal, but they give him the back, mount. But now JD is doing exactly what we worked on here. And if you guys notice, proud moment right here, he's using his frames. I know it's off camera. He hip escaped out and put a frame in across this kid's hip, and now he's able to re-guard. So from as bad as the position he was in, JD has done a great job at getting back in the game. And if you notice, he's automatically going for his cross grip and sleeve grip so that this kid is going to be either stuck or he's going to start breaking his posture. He's going for that choke. Not quite deep enough with the grips in here. But as you can see, this kid is also doing a good job at trying to pass. But JD is going to get this knee line in. Boom. Perfect. Let's look at that again. Oh, where are we at? Here we go. So the kid comes out. Does a really good job at stapling the leg to the floor, getting his way out, and boom. This kid does a really good pass. He's on the he's blocking the hamstrings, which is really hard for JD to reset. But because JD sticks to his frames, and as I yell in the kids' class, I call it Fortnite. Because in Fortnite, what do? You build your base and you build protection around you. So you start building your walls and your framing, and that gives you a little bit of a box to hide in and recover. And it's the same concept here for these kids. You're putting your hands in front so that you're not getting smashed. You're starting to create little bits of space and you're starting to climb back in little bit at a time. So JD did really good, especially in a high paced match like this. Boom. He popped out just enough to start getting frames and starting to push this kid away to give himself some space, thus regarding. Very nice job here. Holding the posture down, that's perfect. Now what I would like him to do is hold the posture down and bringing start attacking the arms. This kid goes for it again, so now we're stuck in this infinite Tsukiyomi type situation. This kid is an absolute beast. I mean, he's running through. You can tell he's trained this several times. But JD is sticking with it. He ends up on top here. A ton of heart showing it for JD. A ton of heart. I mean, if you're looking at the scoreboard, I feel like this is one of the matches, and I could be extremely biased, but this is one of those matches where I feel like the scoreboard didn't reflect how good of a match it really is because JD just kept bouncing back from everything that was thrown at him. I'm very proud here. And more of the same here. He's just on top. I think these are like the final seconds. Yep. And the kid closes guard and the match is over. JD is just trying to fight out. I want to give props to this coach too. I actually talked to him after the matches because I had a long day of coaching against him and he was very did a very good job. Um I do want to go over once we get there. So one of the issues JD has here in this guard right here, if you notice, this kid is sitting up very straight. His back is like straight. This is what I'm talking about with good posture. Um, Whereas JD in the beginning had bad posture, hands on the, if you remember, hands on the mat and leaning forward. With this kid, what I would recommend and what I want JD to do is once he either gets his cross grip and sleeve grip or both his sleeve grips, just enough to disrupt and put some pressure on the kid's back by pulling the lapel. I want JD to pinch the knees together right here. So almost like you're trying to hold it together with your knees. And I want JD to tuck his knees to his chest because right here, it's hard to tell right here, but once this kid's hands aren't firmly pressed down on you, you have the opportunity to pinch your knees, bring them to your chest, and thus bringing that kid's whole body down low. And that's where we'll start getting our attacks. So right here, see how the kid's arm comes up and his other hand's in here? Boom. Both these hands are free. This is a good time for JD to pinch his knees and bring them in. But JD, I think, went open guard. That kid read it like a book and stapled it. And here we go, right back to it. See, now here, pause it. Yep. Here's a position where I'm looking for. JD's knees are up high on the body. He's got the kid's head down. He's holding it down. He's got broken posture. So from here, this is where we can start isolating arms or grabbing lapels or kicking the feet out, setting up sweeps, all the kind of stuff we train. Actually, right here, I think I'm looking at the points. I don't care how far down the student is. That uh tournament seemed to have really bad reffing, so a lot of the points didn't make any sense, or a lot of the calls didn't either. But besides the point, if you go to Grappling Industries, I wouldn't expect very quality reffing. I'll put it that way. But down here where JD has the posture broken, I would have preferred him to keep it broken, but he kept going for open guard, and thus this kid was reading it like a book. But nonetheless, he did a really good job for someone's first tournament match, because that's what I said at the beginning of the video. A lot of kids' first matches kind of go this way. They either go fight or flight, so they either start getting dominated right off the bat, or they go all in right off the bat and sometimes get exhausted. JD did a really good job at coming out there, showing that he's tough and that he wanted it, because I know he was nervous. I could see it in his eyes right before he walked out there. So we had a quick little talk, got him on the mat, and he dealt with a lot of adversity. So if your kid or you are competing and you have to deal with a match like this, It's freaking great because as you can see here, we have a lot of film to study and a lot of little things that we can work on, but we also did a really good job. So it shows that we have a lot of pieces of the puzzle and we just got to connect the pieces and put it all together. And also gives you a little bit of confidence because you went through a very tough match and you know not all of them are like this. So let me know down below what you think, what you saw, and what you would do in that situation coaching. And as always, like the video, subscribe. It really helps me out. Other than that, peace.
They try to drown me, I can swim upstream so profoundly. I can stay calm in a dire situation. I'm at it every day, no time for a vacation. And I smell blood in the water. Everything I do, yeah, I do it for my daughters. Now go and shut your lips. It's time for a brand new episode of What? We Talkin' Jit, say what? We talking jit, say what? We talking jit, say what? We talking jit, said it's time for a brand new episode of Talkin' Jit.